Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to unlock some incredible secrets, the kind of skills that explorers have used for, centuries to cross huge oceans and map out entire continents. And even with all our modern tech, knowing this stuff, it just gives you this powerful new way to see the world around you. So let's jump right in. Have you ever had that feeling, that moment where you're just completely turned around, no idea which way is up? Yeah, we've all been there. It's a totally human thing. But for ages, people have had these amazing, super reliable tools to find their way no matter what. And the first tool, the most basic one, is the map. But a map is so much more than just a drawing of a place. Think of it like a secret code. It doesn't just show you where something is, it tells you which direction to go. And that's what turns a piece of paper into this incredible guide. All right, so first things first, every single journey, every time you try to find your way, you need a starting point, right? A reference. And when it comes to maps and navigation, that one super important fixed direction that holds everything together is north. If you can find north, you can figure out where you are anywhere on this planet. And if you look at pretty much any map, you'll see this tiny but absolutely crucial detail, a north arrow. Its whole job is to tell you how to line up the map with the real world. And just to keep things simple, it almost always points to the top of the page. Okay, so the map has its little arrow pointing north. That's awesome for the map. But what about us? How do we find north when we're standing out in the middle of a forest or even in a city? How do we connect that paper map to the world we're actually standing in? That's the real puzzle, isn't it? Well, the answer is this amazing little piece of tech, the compass. This is our second key tool, our super tool, and it's the thing that builds a bridge between your map and the real world. So how does this thing work? It's actually based on a really simple but brilliant idea. Inside, there's this lightweight little needle that's been magnetized. And because our planet, the Earth, is basically a giant magnet with a north and south pole, that needle just naturally wants to line up with the Earth's magnetic field. And what does that mean? It means one end of that needle will always, and I mean always, point toward magnetic north. Pretty cool, huh? And get this, the compass is not some new invention. We're talking centuries ago. The famous Chinese admiral Zhang He was using a compass to navigate his gigantic fleets on these epic voyages across the Indian Ocean. That was over 600 years ago. So yeah, this tool has been a game changer for a very, very long time. Okay, so once your compass gives you north, everything else just clicks into place. The other three main directions, we call them the cardinal points, are south, east, and west. South is just the exact opposite of north, and then east and west are on either side. Simple as that. But wait, we can get even more specific than that. If you look at the spaces between those main points, you get what we call the intermediate directions. Northeast, southwest, you get the idea. Using this 8-point system lets you be way more precise with your directions. So we've got the map, we've got the compass, we know what they do on their own. Now it's time for the fun part, putting them together. This is where you learn to sync up your map with the world around you, and it is a critical skill for any explorer. And this, right here, is why this skill is still so incredibly powerful. When you know how to use a map and compass together, you don't even need to see landmarks. You could literally be in a thick fog or a blinding sandstorm, and you could still find your way because you're not relying on your eyes. You're navigating using the planet's own magnetic field. So here's how you do it. It's just 2 simple steps. First, lay your compass down flat right on top of your map. Step 2, and this is the most important part, so listen close. You turn the map, okay, not the compass. You turn the map itself until that north arrow printed on it lines up perfectly with the north-pointing needle of your compass. And boom, just like that, your map is oriented. It's now perfectly aligned with the ground you're standing on. So if a road on the map goes off to the right, the actual road is now really to your right. You are officially ready to navigate. All right, enough theory. Let's put this into practice, shall we? We're going to do a quick mission to make sure these new skills are locked in. Here's our mission map, just a simple grid. The challenge is to describe how to get from one letter to another, using only the directions we've just talked about. Ready? Okay, let's do the first one together. Mission 1. How do you get from A to G? Well, you'd go south 1 square to land on D, and then you'd go south 1 more time to get to G. So the answer is south, then south again. All right, your turn. Mission 2, how do you get from C to G? Think about it. You could go south and then west, or you could go west and then south. Both work. A good little reminder that there's often more than one way to get where you're going. Next up, Mission 3. How would you get from B all the way down to I? The path would be south to E, south again to H, and then one little hop east to land on I. You got it? Okay, Mission 4. Let's find the way from A to H. A good way to do this is to go east over to B, then drop south to E, and then south one more time to H. See how it's just a bunch of simple steps strung together? And for our final mission, let's switch it up. How do you travel from E, right in the middle, up to A in the corner? You'd have to go north one spot to B, and then west one spot to A. Easy peasy.
And mission accomplished. Seriously, congratulations. You've just proved you know how to use cardinal directions to navigate a map. That is the core skill right there. You're officially a navigator.
So there you have it. You now have the skills that have guided explorers for hundreds of years. You know how to read the world with a map and a compass. So the only question left is,